Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. There is a lot to update you guys on. I took a few more days off again, a bit more than I normally do during the summer. I normally take off the weekends, but it's been a bit chaotic at Chelsea. It's been stressing me out a little bit. It's been making me worry. It's been making me panic at times, but I want to talk to you today about whether or not we should be panicking when we look at the situation, when we look at the narratives that have been successful so far in this transfer window and the ones that haven't been successful with key players that we evidently need in the side. And I think there's no better place to start. Don't want to talk about it too much because A, it's only a friendly, B, we got battered 4-0 by Arsenal in the USA. But the main thing I want to take away from this is Thomas Tuchel and the frustration that was absolutely necessary. I absolutely agree with Tuchel when he says that pre-season, it is about starting with a winning mentality. When you lose games the way we did, as the voice breaks, we lose games like we just did against Arsenal, a team who were below us in the table, but are also seriously strengthening with all of the other things about us struggling to actually strengthen with the players that we want to sign and that we need to sign. We should be a bit worried about this because when you get beaten 4-0 and then you also hear the manager after the game coming out saying that there are players that are trying to make a way out, we are now struggling to sign our top targets because they want to go to Barcelona or any other club. It's mainly Barcelona because they want to buy the whole world, which we've been saying for weeks. But mentality is a massive, massive thing. When we're looking to compete with Liverpool and City, these two clubs in the past 5 years have become not only amazing football teams, but they've become mentality monsters. They have become teams that you know are going to be competing at the very top, and it's not even just for the league, it's going to be for the top honours in Europe as well as all of the domestic trophies. Liverpool dominated it last year. City often always win FA Cup and the League Cup, they always win. Chelsea have had to move in this summer window, not just because of players that have left, but because Thomas Tuchel, over the course of his tenure as Chelsea manager so far, has chopped and changed with so many things because he doesn't see suitable players in positions in the system that he wants to implement at Chelsea Football Club. So when we hear Tuchel's frustration, yeah, we can all turn around and say, it doesn't matter, it's a friendly. But the fact of the matter is, it's a friendly against Arsenal. And they absolutely destroyed us. We were absolutely feeble going forward. And defensively, there was only really one positive in the entire match. And Kalidou Koulibaly wasn't bad at all. Other than that, we have really got to move now in this transfer window. And unfortunately, the update on this, the news is that Jules Koundé isn't going to be coming to Chelsea, a player that was basically ready to walk through the door a year ago, and now Barcelona are getting him as well. I'm over all of the frustration that I have in a footballing sense of how Barcelona are able to conduct the business that they're able to conduct right now. Yes, they're selling rights to this and rights to that. Yes, they're a massive football club, so when clubs have the potential to be able to orchestrate these kind of financial deals, Barcelona, yes, they can absolutely do that. However, the problem I have is that not only does this show that Chelsea is still not the most desirable club, which we want to be the most desirable club, I do think there is a big part to play in Barcelona going through a bit of a revolution right now. I think a lot of players that are joining Barcelona, you've got a lot of players that will see Barcelona is like fulfilling a childhood dream, but because Barcelona know that they are in a big predicament, Xavi came in, yes, he kind of resurrected their season, but Real Madrid were above and beyond them last season. They look at the current markets, the way that football finances are going, their own personal financial situation as a club, and if ever there was going to be a massive rebuild to get Barcelona even anywhere close to the dominance that we've seen from them in the past 20 years, this was the only window of opportunity that I believe they had before it became a bit of a capitulation. And the Messi era was a bit like Man United with Sir Alex Ferguson. Sir Alex Ferguson leaves, they don't conduct the business properly, all of a sudden you get to see just how important it was. I think Messi had the same effect on Barcelona that we've seen with the downfall of Manchester United. And Barcelona, credit to them in a way, they're going about it in ways that very few of us really understand. But Barcelona knew that this was a massive window. And I think to lose Rafinha to Barcelona, to lose Koundé to Barcelona, in that, from the individual player perspective, it's not a surprise. But back to Chelsea, I'm not a Barcelona fan. I don't want to sit here talking about Barcelona. Chelsea are now going to have to really open different doors that we might not have wanted to open. Thomas Tuchel as a manager, we've got to hope now that he doesn't get so frustrated, not just by the Arsenal friendly defeat, but we do need players. Tuchel wants at least 3 more players in this window. Jules Koundé's not going to come. Chelsea are not going to wait forever. Same as Rafinha. Jules Koundé wants the move to Barcelona. He doesn't want to come to Chelsea as a preference because he wants to stay in Spain and he wants to go to Barcelona. I can see it, but now Chelsea are linked with Guardiola again, but he's not the first choice of Thomas Tuchel. We've got to also be clear that Koulibaly and Sterling, Thomas Tuchel is delighted with these signings. I'm seeing some people blaming Todd Boehly, the new regime, on why Chelsea are not getting these deals done. I don't necessarily think there is blame to be had. Chelsea have really tried to go out there aggressively in the market. We were the ones making the biggest bids. We were the ones offering Barcelona, Sevilla and Leeds United exactly what they wanted for both Rafinha and Koundé. But players want Barcelona, probably for a lot of the reasons why I just said a minute ago. So I don't think there is blame to be had here in the direction of Todd Boehly, Clearlake and the new owners. But Chelsea in this transitional phase and the footballing world that we live in now, it's not like Abramovich, where Abramovich came in and there wasn't anyone really doing what he did. There wasn't just loads of money to be spent and no competition in a financial sense. Now there is all over the gaff. And I think at the moment we need to keep calm as fans. Yes, the Arsenal performance as well as the scoreline was alarming. I think the performance and the lack of effort and the public dismay of our manager is the most concerning thing from that, not necessarily the score. I hope that Arsenal don't go and do us 4-0 twice in the Premier League this season, but it highlights even more the desperate need now, because Chelsea wanted business to be done so that we could get pre-season minutes with new integrated players, so that we could get the personalities to start bonding in the dressing room. And I am concerned that this result, the struggles that we're having with getting players to actually agree to move to Chelsea over other clubs that we're competing for in Europe, I'm worried that the window business might end up A, being panic buys, which we have seen before and seen fail, and B, if it's not Tuchel's top targets, then how motivated is the manager going to remain if he really doesn't have as much faith as it looks right now in a lot of personnel within the current squad? Over the last few days, I've been looking at everything going on. I've been seeing the business and it's kind of been nothing's really happening other than what we've known throughout the whole window. Chelsea want Koundé, the bid's been on the table, Sevilla wanted to accept it, the player waiting for Barcelona. And that is the way the footballing world is right now. Players have preferences, bids come in, clubs accept it, but when there is multiple interests, when there is media exacerbation of certain stories, I think that's the right word, I hope that one works, but when all this is happening, Chelsea will have to play waiting games if there is competition for players. Koundé, it's not happening. We're going to have to turn our heads to different defensive targets. De Ligt has gone to Bayern Munich. That one's all confirmed as well. I'm worried. I think it's still a bit too early, but over the next few days, business is going to have to happen. We're going to need to know about the futures of players like Alonso, Aspi, Timo Werner, who reportedly also wants to leave. This all needs to be clarified, confirmed, and move. And then players coming in, it's not going to be top targets anymore. We've lost 2 of our top targets. We signed one of them, Kalidou Koulibaly, who I think is going to be absolutely brilliant. I'm so excited for this guy in a Chelsea shirt. Sterling's look promising as well. It's still early days. We shouldn't panic, but we should be a bit concerned. And I think the main concern is the happiness of the manager in the current players we have. If things keep going the way it's going in the market for Chelsea, we're getting unlucky, but we've also got to get stuff done. We've got no choice, otherwise we're not going to be competing. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video today. If you did enjoy it, be sure to subscribe to GBFC, turn on the bell notifications so that you do not miss when I upload. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on everything going on right now in the comments down below, and I will see you guys with the news and the updates again from tomorrow.